Right then, welcome back. Today we've got a treat because we're doing race 2, Soul of Endurance. We're at Imola. We're still on the 80s and 90s 750s, and possibly the best endurance race I've done so far. Setup, managed to capture the setup this time. The hard drive actually played ball. Tyres, medium front, soft rear. It starts at 2 o'clock in the morning. Weird time to start a race, but somehow it works. So we're racing from dark to light. The weather's a little bit iffy, and we make a few daft mistakes. But genuinely, hand on heart, I did not think I was going to win this until, I don't know, the last maybe 2-3 laps. I got a daft penalty. Well, you'll see. So off the start, for once a half decent start by the AI, and it was clear pretty quickly that we had a fairly decent pace advantage. The AI were aggressive. They didn't let me go past easy. There was a couple of dummies to be sold in other places to try and get past them, especially the person who was at the front when we came out after the pit stops. But yeah, we had a pace advantage. The Tozer hairpin became quite a favourite place to get overtakes done, running a bit wide and then sort of V the corner off and then shoot out and go underneath them. But look, they were ballsy. They were throwing it back up the inside. If I was leaving a gap, they weren't doing anything to make my life easy, apart from crash. We've gone from 11th to 3rd, and we've only ever taken one bike because they just decided to throw it on the road almost constantly. But setup wise, I went for a setup that would work when the temperatures came up, so I wasn't working the tyres too hard. The bike is quite gentle on its tyres, I suppose. I mean, it's used 11% of its back tyre in one lap, but that does settle down as the bike is burning off fuel and so on and so forth. But I make a mistake coming through the second Ravazza corner, and we end up back down 11th. So we've gone from 3rd to 11th. Lap 2 up the hill from the Tozer corner. We'll get past another one. Down the hill towards the Ravazzas. Make a bit of contact, run a bit wide, unsettles the bike, slightly cold tyres, and we're off again. So we're back down to 11th. Up the hill, we go past again. You can see the pattern that's emerging here. I'm basically making stupid mistakes. Takes a lap or so to catch up with the next bike. We're 8.5 seconds behind the leader. Not too worried at this point. Bike feels nice. It's a decent race. The AI, like I said, they were keeping me honest. It was a bit funky. What I wasn't expecting was, 1, the change of weather, and 2, the utter calamity that comes along with associated change of weather. But up into the top chicane again, nearly over the back, if I ran up the outside of them, I could kind of kid them and get them to outbrake themselves. Bit of precision flying through the middle, beautiful. Sign me up for the red arrows. The only issue I had was the front tyre. It wasn't getting very warm. Couple of laps on, 6.7 seconds to the leader, so we are catching them. We're slowly working our way through the traffic. We're not using a massive amount of fuel, so there's the opportunity here that we can go really long, and we could do a late pit stop, use the same tyres, the bike will be perfect for the warmer weather, and we would have had a nice easy cruise to the finish line. But no. 1, I'm not that lucky, and 2, the plans I've got in my head never work. So we're up to 3rd, lap 7, we're just about to go up to 2nd. It's just starting to get light, so we're getting a little bit more temperature into the tyres. The ambient air temperature will start coming up fairly quickly, so we've got 28 minutes left. It took a few more laps to catch up with first position, and they were quick, they were fast. I've left this on so you can see that the bike positioning from the AI was just, well, it was fantastic. It was really good. I had to really think about how and where and why I was going to get past without either taking us both off or just making a massive mistake. I've tried to go around the outside there into Acqua Minerale, but he's held his line. Up the hill, a little bit of a slide from me, and up towards the top chicane, and I was like, I'll try and kid him and go around the outside, get him to brake a bit later, and it worked. What a peach. Get in there and then buries you. So he's off, we're out the front, we've got 22 minutes left, and literally the same lap, just as I go past the pits, it starts to rain. I was like, you're kidding. Like, I could have gone in and we could have sorted it out and everything else, but it got very slippy. I mean, like mega slippy, to the point where I was like, I don't want to near any curbs or white lines. I don't really want to be pushing the bike. It just, all of a sudden, it just, the grip just vanished out of the track. The ambient temperatures dropped, even though it's getting light. I was like, oh no, you're kidding me. But I'll go in the pits, we'll stick some rain tyres on, and we're alright. We've got 5-second lead, a couple of tenths of a second penalty. It's not a massive issue. It doesn't look like anyone's really been going in the pits as of yet, so we should be alright. So up the hill towards Piratella, and this was my warning. This was my warning to go a bit steady. And I get on the brakes, there's no grip, the bike runs wide, I'm skipping over the curbs. You can see the back tyres got shiny all of a sudden, the track's getting damp, into Acqua Minerale, run wide, and instead of listening, I try and be clever, cut across the grass, and I'm off. So any lead that I had is gone, top chicane, run wide, go straight through, and we go from 9/10 of a second penalty to 3.3 seconds. 20 minutes left, 3 and a bit second lead. The gap that I had, I've now not got, so I've got to push. The only good thing is the back tyre is getting very warm because I've whacked the traction control all the way up. Front tyre's still cold. Should be alright. If needs be, I'll knock the engine braking down and we can sort it out. So into the pits, pretty much bang on halfway through the race, 11 laps, and no rain tyres. Milestone, you bunch of cocks. Absolute stupidity. You need to sort this out. It is simply not acceptable. It's going to rain and there's no rain tyres. The AI, they're all in the pits. Guess what? They get kin rain tyres, don't they? But no, we don't get any. Knobheads. Absolutely ridiculous. So, stuck softs on. I've engine braking up to 2, traction control to 2. I'm on a soft throttle map. I've got a 10-second lead, and we've got 20 minutes left. 3-second penalty, so I've only got a 7-second lead when you add the penalty in. And I try and bravely run away on my slicks in the pissing rain, whilst everyone else behind me has been in and stuck rain tyres on. And 5-6 corners in, the gap's gone. We get to lap 18, so I've wobbled my way around for 13 minutes, and the AI 0.3 of a second behind me. It's stopped raining now, the track is starting to dry out, and just have a look at this for an absolutely ludicrous move by the AI. Get that right up here. Now, I know I said I wanted him in the barrier earlier, but I didn't do anything daft like that, so we're back down to 6th. 6 minutes left, 1 minute 45 a lap. So we've got 4 or 5 laps at the very most. 3.2 second gap, 3.3 second penalty. So we've got to get 7 seconds in front. We have to. So track's drying out. I've gone to power map. I've left the engine braking on 2, and we've knocked the traction control down to 1 to let the bike breathe a little bit more out the corners. And now it's just a case of getting my head down and trying to get back to the front. get back to the front we did. 10 seconds left, and this is going to be the last lap. 6.2 second lead, 3.3 second penalty. So the maths works currently. We're nearly out of juice. The tyres, we've used most of what they've got, and it was very nerve-wracking, because I have the potential to absolutely make a mess of it at every single corner on the track, and it was a bit of a nervous time. I definitely had sweaty hands at the end of this. I just kept looking at the gap all the time to second place. Keep an eye on the gap, don't worry about it, what you're doing. Stop thinking about the gap, just concentrate on the race, don't miss your braking points. And I mean, I am missing apexes all over the shop, I'm running wide, the bike's wobbling about, the bike's not very happy at all. Once the tyres get below a certain percentage, they tend to not enjoy being pushed quite as hard. But as endurance races go, and I know the tyre situation is shit, and I'm hoping Milestone sort it out. I hope it's not some ludicrous idea where they think it's funny, because it's not. They sell it as a bit of quite a serious game, and yeah, it just winds me up. But we did it with a fair chunk in the end, and Imola, nice track, I enjoy it, and that, yeah, like I say, it was a good endurance race. I'll do the full version for those of you that like watching the full version, so you can see all of the glory and pain. So thank you for watching, I really appreciate it. Don't forget to leave me a like, a comment, subscribe if you like it. There's going to be loads more, and fingers crossed I'll see you next time. Stay safe, peace.